Hey, what's up, guys? Joker here. Hope you're all doing well and had a fantastic weekend. I had a great one myself and took time to get one of the freshest fades around. Sorry if I'm blinding with my amazing and stunning good looks. Oh, yes. Today we're talking about Rainbow Six Siege, exclusively Rainbow Six Siege, as I have been a huge fan of this game since it came out, and I was pretty much hyped about this game ever since it was ever first announced. But I have admittedly not played it as much as I used to over the past year or two, so I've been getting back into the swing of things, and this year they're kicking off Year 7. We've got a roadmap for the year, which we're going to be talking about, as well as, since I've been hopping back into the game, what the experience has been like, because honestly, it is a little tough getting back into the game and, relearning the maps that have kind of changed around and new maps, new characters, things along those lines. And there's a lot of griefing, a lot of trolls and team killers and stuff in the game still. So that stuff still exists, which they're working on in Year 7. 7 years, actually, this game has been out. I've been playing it since the alpha, and ever since that first trailer, me and my friends had been talking about it and arguing about, is the game really going to look as good as it looked in that initial announcement trailer with the hostage and everything? And honestly, when the game came out, it didn't look as good as that original trailer. The animations for, the hostage in particular weren't anywhere near what they showed in that trailer, where it looked like a real character, almost like from a cutscene in the middle of the game. It was nothing like that. But, it didn't detract from the gameplay, and over time, it got even better. So today we're going to talk about, my experience getting back into the game, and also what is on the horizon for Year 7, as I hope to stay playing the game throughout the year 2022. And let me know down in the comments below what your impressions have been lately on Rainbow Six Siege, if you're still playing it, or maybe if you've only just recently got into it over the past, whenever. So let's get fired into it. But first, today's video is brought to you by supercdk.com, where you can save money on games for all of your favorite platforms, as well as software like Windows 10 Pro for just $19.50, and then you can unlock the prestigious dark mode on Windows 10 and take advantage of that. I couldn't live without it. And if you shoot over there right now, you could save 25% off. Hit the buy now button and then put in my code JP25 at checkout. I'll walk you guys through the process right now so you can see how much money we're saving and how to go ahead and install this on your Windows 10 PC. That brings our price down to $14.62, total savings of almost $5 using that JP25 code, which will work for any software products over there. Once you're done with that, go ahead and click on Submit Order and select your payment mode of choice, which me personally is PayPal, and then I'll go ahead and complete the checkout by clicking on Pay Now. After completing the checkout, it'll bring you to your purchased order page, and it will update in a matter of seconds, or just go ahead and hit F5. Go ahead and do that one time. It came through literally immediately. I got the payment email that it had gone through and the delivery of the product exactly at the same time. Once you're done with that, go ahead and click on View Keys and Codes, and we'll get our code right here that we can go ahead and copy and paste in on Windows 10 by hitting the Start button and type in the word Activate. When you see that activation settings, or see if Windows is activated, go ahead and click on that, and it'll bring up this right here, and click on change your product key or unlock Windows 10. As I already have Windows 10, I obviously don't need to put in a new key, but just paste it in and then go ahead and click next, and you are all done and set. For more information on supercdk.com as well as the coupon code, be sure to check out the links down in the description below. So as I said at the start, I've been playing this game since the original alpha, which was really broken. Even on its release in late 2015, it was a very, very broken game. There were a lot of issues with hit detection and, queuing together with friends and getting into parties together and all sorts of stuff like that. But they kept improving the game, and it really hit its peak, I would say, probably a year or two after release. It just started to, get really, really polished and just become an incredible game. It, like I said, it took a while. I mean, it was, don't get me wrong, after the first few months, it was in a very playable state. But after a couple of years, it started to get a huge amount of popularity and resurgence, thanks in part to a lot of Twitch streamers and YouTubers playing the game, like Russian Badger and Tuxbird, and other people out there like that. I love Russian Badger's content, especially his Rainbow Six Siege stuff. It's kind of sad that he doesn't do as much of it anymore, and I would love to see him go back to doing that, especially like his operator overviews and stuff along those lines. Always great content from Badger, hilarious stuff. But I've been getting back into the game since earlier this year, and it has been tough. My initial impressions getting back into it were, I've never really been into the ranked play, honestly. It's a little bit too hardcore for me, a little bit too sweaty. And, I do like the match structure a lot better in ranked, which is, nice that they have, a mode for that now, which is basically an unranked mode where you have like that match structure. But it's not as hardcore, or at least the people playing it aren't as hardcore because it's unranked, and then you've got your, your casual mode as well, which I also enjoy hopping into, most of the time is probably where you'll find me. I'm just not into the huge competitive scene on it. I like playing the game casually, having a good time, not taking it too seriously, but also, trying to win. I do like to win my matches, and, like jumping back into it initially when I got on casual, like it was like, it became so casual that it was like, oh my God, I don't think I'm going to be able to keep playing this game in 2022 because the griefing, the trolling was as bad, if not worse, than I had remembered from years past, probably because a lot of people have picked it up now on the cheap, or maybe even during periods of time where they were giving it away for free. I mean, you could get this game for pretty cheap now, and I have seen sales where it's been like as cheap as like I think $5 or maybe like $7.99. So, the barrier of entry for Rainbow Six Siege has become exceedingly low, which means you're going to bring in a lot more people that, aren't as maybe desirable for the community to have, but, you get more people on there and they could buy the skins and microtransactions. So after 7 years of, being around, that's really what Ubisoft needs to keep this game going. And, they have done that. They continue to roll out content. And, like I said, I was having issues with the griefing and all that stuff, but, so then I tried like the ranked mode, but then the ranked mode is like the sweatiest it's ever been. So I still stick to like the more casual or the unranked sort of like competitive mode that's not ranked but still has that map structure. It's like a good middle ground, or I just hop on casual. The ranked is just everyone knows all the call outs, and if you don't know the call outs, like people just absolutely hate you. And I just haven't been back on it long enough to where I would feel comfortable going into that mode, especially not without a full group of 5 to play with, or at least 2 or 3 people to hop in queue with me for the ranked mode. But the casual mode, I could solo queue for that, and I have a pretty good time. It was a very bad first impression, but since then, it's gotten a lot better, honestly, for me at least. Maybe I've just had better luck with some lobbies. But taking a look at what is on the horizon for Year 7, there are some things about this that excite me a lot. One main thing is the crossplay and cross progression, which is going to be coming at some point in this year, probably more towards the end of the year. So we still got a little bit of a ways to go for that, but having that crossplay will definitely help with queue times, being able to hop on there and have crossplay and cross progression between console and PC. So that's going to be big, being able to play with people on other platforms. Conceivably, you're going to have the Xbox One, PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series S and X consoles, as well as PC. So having that crossplay, cross progression is going to be big, especially maybe for some people that like to hop between platforms. I'm personally not one of them. I'm always going to play Rainbow Six Siege on PC because it must be played with a mouse and keyboard, and you'll never be able to change my mind on that. But I do look forward to the crossplay and being able to wreck noobs with a controller if they actually want to use those things foolishly. Other stuff coming in here is we're going to have a few new maps coming out. Obviously, they'll continue along with the Battle Pass, which I've never really been a big fan of in Rainbow Six Siege. I did enjoy it in Modern Warfare, the reboot of Modern Warfare from a few years ago. I probably spent way too much time trying to level up that Battle Pass for meaningless content. But Rainbow Six Siege, I've never really given a shit about the Battle Pass or really collecting the skins and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, really not too much interested in that, but I do love that they don't really separate the community, and you could always get the new operators and stuff like that through just playing the game, even though it can be a little bit grindy. I really don't mind because I just stack up my renown anyway and can just grab them. Or back in the day when I was playing this game, regularly, I would buy the season pass. Every year I would get the pass because I just wanted the operators early, getting early access to them and things like that. So earlier on, when I was playing this game a lot more, I did get those season passes to get early access to them. But, now I'm kind of at a point where I don't know if I'm going to keep playing it and want to invest in, a season pass for the year. So I'll probably just grind it out and unlock the operators, and hopefully I stick with playing the game and I could just, unlock them naturally without putting any more money into the game, as I've already sunk a lot of money into this game from years ago for like those, the season passes and stuff like that, and the initial $60 launch price of the game. But we're going to have a few new operators coming out. We've got operator coming from Japan in Season 1, followed by Belgium, then Singapore, and finally Colombia. And they're also going to be introducing a new Team Deathmatch mode with a specific map for Team Deathmatch. So that's going to be kind of cool to see. I'm curious to see how that plays out, as, obviously it'll keep the theme of Rainbow Six Siege and, the gameplay speed and the mechanics of it, but introduce a more casual mode with the Team Deathmatch. And I also did read that they're going to have like a permadeath mode of that as well. So I'm assuming there's going to be some amount of respawns, but they'll also have one where it's a permadeath, where you'll probably have a round-based system like we see currently, in the current modes of the game, like hostage and bomb and secure area and all of that stuff. So lots of good stuff coming through the pipeline for Rainbow Six Siege. Just wanted to talk about this a bit, because as I said, I've been getting back into it, and I'm looking forward to the year, and hopefully like hunkering down and actually putting some more time into this game. I like how I'm talking about this like it's a New Year resolution, like I'm going to go back to the gym and lose 100 pounds, which I could obviously do with doing as well. But it feels like a goal of mine to get back into Rainbow Six Siege and really learn the maps, the newer operators that I've kind of missed over the past couple of years and stuff along those lines. So I'll keep you posted throughout the year, maybe with some more Siege content if you guys are interested in that, and see how it's going for me maybe a few months from now. And hopefully I'm still playing Siege by the end of the year and getting a lot better at it and getting back into the game. It's been a little bit slow going so far, but I'm hoping I'll get better like I used to be anyway. I used to be pretty good. I'm still okay as far as aim and stuff like that. It's more or less just learning the maps to really get those extra details where I feel like I'm comfortable enough to maybe jump into one of the more competitive modes with some of the better players out there and learn the callouts and things along those lines. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Hope everyone has a fantastic day. And again, leave me your thoughts down below on Siege in 2022 if you're still playing it, and maybe even if you stopped playing it at some point, maybe a few years ago, what was the final thing that maybe something happened with the game that made you stop playing it, or maybe you just found a new game to play, and that's the reason you stopped playing it, and then hopefully this maybe has reminded you about its existence, and maybe you'll install it again. Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love interacting with you guys down there, and I'll catch you next time for another video.